Hello and welcome to this Driving Digital webinar on Google Classroom. Today we're going to take a look at where does student work go, what does it look like, and what's the process for marking an assignment. So let's dive in. So the first thing to say is, one of the biggest things we get asked is, where's the work? The student says they've handed it in, I can't find it, and all these things, and it can be very confusing. So our go-to tool, if we're looking for something in particular, is this class drive folder here. And every Google Classroom has their own class drive folder. You don't need to worry about where it is in your Google Drive. It stays there nicely tucked away for all time for you. But here you can see the assignments that I've posted to the classroom. And if I open it up, the student's work will be in there. Let's have a little look. And you can see that Sammy's got her work there and Ian's got his work there. So that is always there in the class drive folder. So back into Google Classroom then. We're going to have a look at marking an assignment. So this is the assignment that we set. One has been turned in, one is still assigned, so one person is still to do it. So if we view the assignment then, we can see that Sammy's handed hers in and Ian hasn't handed his in. Let's have a look at Sammy's. Now the student has the option to reply with the templates and the documents you've given them or add their own. And in this case, Sammy's handed in her own image. So that's what I set as the homework. There were some tasks and details underneath. And this is what Sammy sent in as her reply. It was to make a picture, and there you go, she's taken a screenshot of her work for me. A couple of options here then. So we give it a grade. We can set it out of 100. Okay. We can change the total points. So if it's just out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can change. We can add private comments to the learner. And what we can do is we can use something called the comment bank. So if you're finding you're giving the same piece of feedback or a similar piece of feedback with the same next steps, someone's done really well, and after they've done well on this, they need to go look at this, ready for next week. What you can do is you can write the comment and add it to your comment bank, and then that automatically just inserts it for the learner. So let's have a look here and say, this was great work for your next steps. Please look at this. Copy to clipboard, back into the grading, and we would leave the comments on there. Once we're finished then, we can return the work back to the learner. Until we return the work back to the learner, they don't have our feedback. We have the document, it's our work, we're looking at it until we return it to them. What we can do is we can return just this submission, or we could return multiple submissions. So we don't need to hit that return button until we've marked the whole class, and then we can hit return multiple submissions. So that's a little bit on how to grade an assignment in Google Classroom and the very basics. Next, we're going to look at using a rubric to mark a Google assignment.